The Giants and Padres rivalry has produced memorable moments. Many have happened here in San Diego. They are mobbing Tim Lincecum as he has thrown a no-hitter here in San Diego. The Giants arrive in San Diego for the first time this season to take on their longtime NL West rivals. It's game one of the series. Giants-Padres next. We are back in Southern California, and this four-game series starts tonight. It's the Giants and Padres. Welcome to NBC Sports Bay Area, and it's powered by Xfinity. Hi again, everybody. I'm Dwayne Kuiper. Alongside me is Mike Krukow. That's right. Petco Park has not been a happy place for the Giants the last couple of years, but the Giants feel like they've changed things, and they're going to send to the mound Chris Stratton.
Well, Chris Stratton's been throwing great baseball, supported by one of the best defenses in the National League. That'll be the key. They need to start hitting. That, too, will be the key. It's something they have not done yet. They rank in the lower part of the major leagues, not just the National League. And you mentioned this lack of success they've had here in San Diego. They haven't won a series since May of 2016. So if the Giants and they want to do better this year, it starts with the Padres. You have to do better against teams you haven't done well against in the past. So tonight will be a good test for them.
Yeah, it's the Padres who come in with a record of 4-9. All right, stay tuned. We'll take you to our NBC Sports Bay Area studios for an update, and we'll do that right after this.
by Southwest Airlines. Low fares, no hidden fees. That's transparency. And by Jack in the Box. Try the new Cholula Buttery Jack, part of the Buttery Jack family. Only at Jack in the Box.
Back here in San Diego, the Padres have taken the field. Let's check out our game time weather, and it's presented by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. The boardwalk is open, so visit beachboardwalk.com for park hours. It's chilly tonight, a little brisk, 63 degrees, and it is partly cloudy. All right, the lineup that we'll be facing, some of the Giants have never seen before. That would be Brian Mitchell, and it's brought to you by Southwest Airlines. It's Panic, Belt, and McCutcheon. Red hot, Buster Posey, followed by Longoria, who's trying to get hot. Crawford, Pence, and Blanco, and Chris Stratton will hit ninth.
On the hill tonight for the San Diego Padres will be the right-hander Brian Mitchell. Mitchell with just a little over 2 years experience at the big league level, 6'2", 205-pounder. He's 27 years old on the April 19th of this year. This is what he's done in 2 starts, 0-1 with 4.22 ERA. This is what he's going to give you, a fastball that can go low to mid-90s, more lows than mids. He's got a curveball, cutter, changeup combination, but he likes that fastball, and he will too in four-seam. Mitchell came over to the Padres in the trade, along with Chase Headley, that sent the outfielder Jabari Blash to the Yankees.
Here's Joe Panik as we're getting ready for the first pitch of this ball game. And here it is, and it's high. 7-10, 63 degrees. It's the wind that is making it a little bit cooler than that. Panik high and fouling out of play, hitting .308. He's got 3 home runs and 3 runs batted in. Mitchell making his 3rd start, with Belt to follow. And the pitch is high. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. Nice big scoreboard here. Nice large balls and strikes, which is good for aging announcers.
That's right. It is a good big screen.
Which, by the way, we need to talk to somebody about our balls and strikes at our park. Not good for aging announcers.
Yeah, we need to improve that.
There you see it, 3-1.
That is big like Texas.
And the game starts with a walk called by Mike Winters.
Let's take a look at the Padres defensively. Start in the outfield from left to right. It'll be Spangenberg, Cordero, and Perella, all pretty average arms across the board. Galvis and Villanueva, they'll be on the left side of the infield. Asuaje and Hosmer will be on the right side. And Austin Hedges, he'll be in the squad, putting down the signs.
So I mentioned Winters. He's behind the plate. Then it's Timmons, Drake, and Malinsky from first to third. Here's Belt. Overshift is on for Belt, and he fouls the first fastball back and out of play. It's 95 from Brian Mitchell.
Now, he's been a reliever for most of his career with the Yankees.
If Belt could lay one fairly close to the line at third, he could beat it out, even though Galvis is maybe about 10 steps back. And this is hit well to right. Pereira's back. He's going to make the catch. And Panik will head back to first.
I think they got in on him just a little bit. Mike Winters, the plate umpire tonight, he has a good strike zone for a pitcher. But you'll get a bigger strike zone early. He keeps things moving, and then as the game wears on, it has a tendency to tighten up. And you will see Mike Winters with some pretty big corners early on both sides.
Here's McCutcheon. McCutcheon hitting .217. It's a low average, but his hits have all been big, and his at-bats have been good. So Panik with his lead. On the ground, foul to Ron Wotus. And it's now 0-2. We see our normal section down the left field line. We see lots of orange and black. Mike and I were on the same flight today from San Francisco down here, and maybe about half the plane were Giants fans headed to the ballpark tonight.
And we'll see that all this weekend.
Very high. On deck is Buster Posey. Mentioned the Padres are 4-9. They're coming off a road trip where they played pretty good. They went 3-3 through Houston and Colorado. And a base hit to right field. Nice little jam shot from McCutchen, who goes the other way. First hit of the game, and here's Posey.
Let's take a look at the pitch. Fastball up and in at 95. That's brought to you by PitchCast. And it's brought to you by SoFi, a modern finance company.
So here is Buster Posey. 389 with 2 home runs, 6 runs batted in. Panic in McCutchen, and the pitch to Posey. And it's a high breaking ball, and it's 1 ball and no strikes.
Yeah, Mitchell's got a curveball, and then he's got a cutter. And he can add, subtract on both of them. As I mentioned, most of his life as a Yankee was in the bullpen, but the Padres like this guy, think he's an innings eater. Could be a starter.
Off the plate, it's 2 balls and no strikes. Evan Longoria to follow. Right there to Posey. It's 2-1.
Not a whole lot of wind right now, and there is actually some carry. Most of the carries to the left side of the field. And you can see the flag's pretty calm right now. Great night to pitch. It's cool. I think it's a night that really favors the pitcher a little bit more than the hitters.
Nope, off the plate. How about this homestand for Buster Posey? 10 for 23. 2 home runs, 6 RBIs. He's hit in 9 straight.
Getting better pitches to hit.
And this goes to the backstop, so the runners will advance no matter, with Posey taking the walk. Yeah, Buster tied the game up yesterday with a 2-run home run.
Well, it just dropped the ball on the down and in location. At the time, the Giants were losing 3-1. That made it a 3-3 ball game. So we had our first sighting of Darren Balsley, the pitching coach of the Padres. And given how precious the mound visits are, you get 6 with the new rule. I mean, it's rare that you see a pitching coach go out in the first inning. So Balsley obviously saw something mechanically wrong with Mitchell. And he might go out there and say, look, you can go out of the stretch, you can go out of the windup, it's your choice here. You're looking for that pitcher to find rhythm, whatever he's most comfortable with.
So here's Longoria with the bases loaded. See if Longoria will sit on the first pitch. And I imagine he would if it's something good. There's no sense waiting around with the bases loaded. Double play ball. That's 1. No. 1-0 Giants. Is Longoria hustling down the line, gets the RBI.
That's what you stand next to Longoria. He's a big guy. He's a big chested guy, but he can run, and he's not an automatic if he puts the ball on the ground.
in this situation. And I don't think the Padres could have turned it any quicker.
No.
I mean, it wasn't a hard smash ground ball, but he legs it out and gets himself an RBI.
And that puts McCutchen at third. And here's Crawford. Crawford's trying to heat it up. He's hitting .216 with a home run and 2 runs batted in. And he's going to look at a strike. I think if Mitchell gets out of this with allowing just 1 run, he's going to consider that a win.
He absolutely
At least a win for this inning.
First inning is when you're most susceptible. You haven't found your rhythm. If you can avoid a train wreck.
So I'm going to foul on the breaking ball. It's 0-2.
In a bases loaded 1-out situation, I mean, it's easy to think bad thoughts. But if you can get out of it with just the 1, then all of a sudden that negative becomes a positive. And an inning like that could frustrate the Giants.
Absolutely. So Crawford behind in the count, 0-2. Out of play down the left field line. The only hit in the inning, the base hit by Andrew McCutchen. Did I hear you tell me this is Longoria's first time he's played in this park?
Yeah. It's great he was out today taking pictures of it. He's checking off the list of parks he's played in.
Outside to Crawford. Well, we checked off the list, and then they started building new ones, and we were done.
It's amazing. Well, Milo Hamilton did it for years. I mean, I think, what, he gets 60 or something? Yeah. Amazing.
Is there 3 left that we might have played in?
Wrigley Field, Dodger Stadium.
4. Well,
and for you,
Oakland.
Well, Oakland. And then for you, Boston and Toronto.
Right.
Well, no,
just Boston.
Just Boston.
So 4.
So that's not that many.
And then that under the category of old parks. If Dwayne and Mike played in those playoffs. Although we thought they were palaces, and they still are. It's 3-2. And no. A little worried there, and Hedges left. And now Winters is saying, look, I checked.
Well, the onus is off the back of the plate umpire once he goes to a base hump. And it's a non-reviewable play. I mean, you can't review a check swing.
I thought he might have gone.
It was close. How close was it? Yeah,
I don't think he did.
I don't think, but we've seen it called. Let's put it that way.
Here's Hunter Pence.
You have a 10% chance of getting that one called a strike.
Hunter Pence trying to get things going. 1 ball and no strikes. 3 walks and a base hit. And McCutchen, Longoria, and Crawford are your base runners. Hunter Pence back wearing the snappy shoes. Healthy rip and a foul back. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. See what Hunter Pence has done in his career with the bases loaded. He's had 128 at bats. 6 grand slams. Breaks his bat. Flips it to right. That's a base hit. Here comes Longoria. The throw's a ground ball. Giants lead 3-0.
And
Barela threw a ground ball.
That's the hit they have not been able to get. The hit that gives them a big inning. And Perella with one of the best sinkers we've seen all year long from right field.
Sign him up.
Just a strong man's hit. He fights it off. Hits it up right around the label. That was not a good sound, but watch the throw. Too much pine tar.
Here's Blanco.
Well, that's a good start to this road trip.
Blanco takes one right down the pipe, and it's 0-1.
I mean, can you score 3 runs in an inning and be ticked off as an offense?
Yeah. Well, maybe. You can be ticked off if you're Gregor Blanco.
Ball's not carrying to left.
As that's going to end the inning. Giants take a 3-run lead. Stratton coming out. Frenchie to lead things off, followed by Perella, and then the former Royal Eric Hosmer, who is off to a pretty good start. Villanueva, then Spangenberg. Galvis, the former Philly, is going to hit 6th. Then it's a Suaje Hedges and the pitcher Brian Mitchell.
On the hill tonight for the Giants will be the right-hander Chris Stratton. Stratton just getting close to a full year's time at the big league level. Still a little short. 6'2", 210-pounder. He is 27 years of age. And this is what he has done in 2 starts. He's 0-1 with a 4.35 ERA. What does he throw? He's going to see a fastball that can go low to mid-90s. 2 and 4-seam movement. He'll be on both corners if the night goes as he plans. He normally has great command with that fastball. He's got a curveball, slider, and a changeup. He'll ride that fastball. He's a guy that can locate in and out and up. But his best specialty pitch is the curveball. Let's take a look at the defense playing behind Chris Stratton. Starting in the Giants outfield from left to right, it's going to be Pence, Blanco, and McCutcheon. Crawford, Longoria on the left side, Panic and Bell on the right side, and Buster Posey. He'll be in the squad, putting down the signs.
So here's Cordero, who takes a strike. Cordero has only had 4 at-bats. He's 1 for 4. But he's made the most of it. His one hit was a home run. That's how you make an impression. 1 ball and 1 strike. Hit on the ground to Panic, who gets a big hop, and he'll toss the belt. 1 out. And here's Perella.
It's the other thing too we've learned about Stratton. I mean, he really understands the difference between the 4-seam and the 2-seam movement. You see a lot of 2-seamers when he's pitching for the ground ball, and he can get a lot of ground balls.
So here's Perella. I saw enough of him last year to realize that this guy's a pretty good player. Part of their future. Not a afraid to swing the bat. Pirela is 18 for 57. He's got 1 walk and 13 strikeouts, so that'll tell you something about him. That's something you probably looked at when you faced a team. Who walked and who didn't walk.
Absolutely looked at that. I tell you how you can use it. I mean, you look at the stats, and the guy's got 260 at bats, and you look at the walk column, he's got 5 walks. Well, guess what? If you get ahead of this guy, you start bouncing him. You throw him out of the strike zone because he's going to swing.
Yep. Swing and a miss. 1-2. Everybody straight away with the exception of Blanco in center field. In the dirt, it's 2-2.
When you look at the defensive shifts that the Giants put on, I mean, they're pretty conservative. They will shift. Nobody shifts defensively like the Padres. They are extreme with their defensive sets, and they'll set after 2 strikes. They'll change the defense. So in essence, first pitch of the at bat, you set it a different way. Now it gets to a 1-2 count. They shift. The same at bat. I'd never seen that until we saw it with the Padres.
Out of play. Here's an example of what we're talking about. Pirela at a 3-2 count. It may have been ball 4. And that's called a broadcaster's jinx.
Pretty good pitch with the curveball. I think Stroud thought that pitch should have at least been considered. Take a look at how it just caresses the outside corner at the knees. Well, I love the slow motion with his curveball. He spikes the grip, meaning he curls that forefinger up, and he puts 2 pressure points on the ball when he throws it. Keeps his hand in a nice high position, and his spin rate, it's a tight curveball.
Down low, out of the stretch for the first time. 1 ball and no strikes.
Big acquisition in the offseason for the Padres, Eric Hosmer. See how he started off.
Big swing and a miss.
And I think one of the things that they wanted with Eric Hosmer to bring him into this clubhouse was veteran. He has playoff experience, playoff success. He's been through a couple of World Series runs. He's a World Series champion with the Kansas City Royals. And they wanted that attitude in this young Padre clubhouse.
There's that good breaking ball. 1-2. WBCS, remember? Was it last year?
Yeah.
Goldschmidt didn't play.
No, Paul Goldschmidt did not play. Eric Hosmer played. He was a starting first baseman on that team.
Breaks his bat. Crawford is on the move, and Crawford's going to make the catch. He will spin around and try to get the double play, but that's a great play.
I don't think Gregor Blanco could have gotten there. That is a great play. I mean, the degree of difficulty is extreme on this. And not only does he go out and make the play, but he's thinking about the back end. He might have a chance to double up the runner at first. And I don't think Blanco had a chance to get there. So it was Crawford and Crawford alone. Nice play.
Here's Villanueva.
right across the letters.
Three home runs in a game already this year as he fouls this one back.
You can see how Stratton's going after him. Up with hard stuff, trying to stay on the hands. The other way with a good breaking ball hitter. You don't want to lay lazy breaking balls or off speed stuff out over the middle of the play at the belt. He'll hurt you. Good mistake hitter.
So it's no balls and 2 strikes. And this is lifted out into left center field for Blanco. And that'll end the inning. No runs, a walk, 1 left after 1. 3-0. Giants. Giants 3, Padres nothing, and it'll be Chris Stratton, who's very happy to lead off the top of the second. And he looks at a strike with Panic and then Belt to follow. Happy because that means something good happened in the top of the first.
This is one area of Chris Stratton's game he needs to improve upon. He's not much of a hitter right now.
Look out. It's 1 and 2.
But, you know, we've seen guys when we first saw their swings, we thought this guy's never going to get a hit. Allie Hammaker. And Allie worked and worked and worked at it, and he actually became a threat.
And they ring him up. First strikeout for Mitchell. Here's our Mercedes pivotal play. Saturday, Padres Astros. Watch Eric Hosmer as he goes after this pop-up with the winning run at second base. Mike, what do you say? I got it?
Well, it's a walk-off pop-up. And the launch angle was 92 degrees, as Bob Brinley told us when the D-backs were in town. But as you pointed out, there is a reason for that.
Yeah, he wasn't hit very high, so he put his head down to run as hard as he could to get there. And then by the time he put his head back up, it was too late. Hit high to left field in the park to Spangenberg. 2 outs.
But, you know, here's a great player, and you never know when the game is going to humble you in a way. And that happened to him. I mean, he's a really good first baseman. But I've never seen a walk-off pop-up. That's a base hit.
Here's Belt. Belted a deep fly ball to right in the first. That was caught. Looks at a strike. Mitchell settling down now and throwing strikes. Walked 3 in the first. And a bit wide to Belt, who just is not going to change his strike zone.
Yeah, I was talking about how good of a first baseman Hosmer is. He's won 4 Gold Gloves. 4.
Yeah, that's one where you really, the pitcher gets really punished. Because in all honesty, it's an error. It really is.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good pitch right there. It's 3-1.
Well, I think Brian Mitchell's thinking the same thing. Mike Winters catching an earful from Andy Green, the Padres skipper.
It was there for the taking. 3-2.
Well, in a 3-1 count with a guy who's got power, I don't think a bunt is a good play when you're up 3-0. If it's the 8th inning, you're leading off an inning, and you're down a run or 2, yeah, okay, that's a good play. But that 3-1 count is when you can let out some shaft. And when you're up by 3 runs, I just don't think it's a good time to be bunting like that, not with 2 outs.
And he takes the walk. I think there's a time and a place, and that was not the time. Here's McCutcheon. I mean, look, we're encouraging him to do it every once in a while.
Well, yeah, but again, if they're down 2-3 runs late, and he's leading off, the home run's not going to tie it. Do it. They need base runners. Put that guy in the stretch.
Here's McCutcheon, who singled and scored in the first.
When you're up 3-0 with 2 outs and you got a 3-1 count, let out some shaft.
Big chopper to third, and it's a foul ball. Making the call when he could was Mike Malinsky. He's got to wait till that ball crosses third base before he can make the call. What did Bruce Fleming call him? Mooch? Something like that. He said, hey, wait till you see this guy behind home plate. We were in Milwaukee, and it was Mike Malinsky.
And we will see him on Sunday.
Every new guy that umpire that Bruce talks about never made a mistake.
Well, you know, and umpires, I mean, they do stick up for other umpires.
They should. Who else is going to stick up for
You're
them?
right. Bruce Fleming, like Eddie Montague, they don't travel. They stay in one part of the United States, and they're evaluators. They're really their mentors for every umpire that comes in. We see Eddie a lot at AT&T Park. Bruce Fleming, you get to Milwaukee, you're going to see Bruce.
You better. The brats are free.
You're not going to miss a free brat.
Outside, 3-1. So out of the stretch may be an issue for Mitchell.
Well, he's really laboring. We're talking 45 pitches, and we're in the 2nd inning here. He's already had 4 walks, and these are the guys you don't want to fall behind 3-1. McCutcheon, Posey, Longoria. That's where they hurt you.
And McCutcheon probably didn't mind that. He gets to swing the bat now, 3-2. He took advantage of Asuaje really playing him to pull in his first at bat, and they're playing him the same way now. Belt goes, and the walk. Well, the Dodgers are back in town in less than a month, the 27th through the 29th of April. The 27th, the first 20,000 fans are going to receive a 60th anniversary Beat LA 2 Flaps Down hat presented by River Rock Casino. sfgiants.com. Here's Buster Posey. Buster on the ground. And it's going to be a Swahe 2. Mitchell covering. A nice play, and that'll end the inning. No runs, 2 walks, 2 left. Spangenberg's going to hit first.
By Mr. Pickle's Sandwich Shop. Other joints are all bread and no beef. So get on over to Mr. Pickle's and get yourself a barbecue tri-tip sandwich.
Here in San Diego, it's 3-0 Giants. Spangenberg, Galvis, and Oswahe coming up. Spangenberg hitting a .207, a couple of home runs, 3 driven in. 6 for 29 on the season. Takes a healthy rip like that all the time, and he has in the past hurt the Giants. He's 1 for 2 lifetime against Chris Stratton. He shows bunt. Longoria comes charging in. 1 ball and 1 strike. Breaking ball, 1 and 2. Freddie Galvis is on deck. Popped him up, playable, very high. Longoria says, I got it, and he does.
Well, stream the Giants on the go. Great news, Giants fans. The season once again. You can stream every NBC Sports Bay Area Giants broadcast on your desktop or your mobile device. Giants games streamed on the go on the NBC Sports app.
Here's Galvis. Galvis hitting .318, a home run, 5 driven in. And there's a called strike. Bang, bang. 0-2.
Just burning the edges of that strike zone. That's what he does. Got a nice high 3/4 release, and he really is consistent with that arm slot. Gets out front.
Buster's got to pick it up. He does. And on the strikeout, that's 2 down.
When you get a guy, especially a left-hander, with the type of curveball that Stratton has, you get an 0-2 count with a couple fastballs. That's the time to try and bounce your curveball on home plate. Such an effective strikeout pitch. take a look at strike 3, and he's trying to bounce it on home plate, or just a little behind it. That was perfect.
Here's a Swahe hitting at 208. Swahe on the year 10 for 48. Got a home run. He's got 4 driven in. Hit out to left to Hunter Pence and his snappy shoes, and that'll end the inning.
Snappy.
After 2, it's 3-0 Giants.
Lenardi's Markets. For a location near you, visit lenardis.com or find us on Facebook. Lenardi's, quite simply the best.
Looking right into the heart of the Gas Lab district. It's 3-0 Giants, as Longoria is going to lead things off. The significance of Longoria's at bat, with the bases loaded, he hit a possible double play ball to short. He beat it out, and it extended the inning. He picked up an RBI, but it kept the inning going, where Hunter Pence later on knocked in 2. If he doesn't beat it out, it's nothing game. And a base hit up the middle for Longoria.
Well, Monday, April 30th is our annual Bay Area Unite with the Warriors Night, presented by Pete's Coffee. Your special event package will include a game ticket to see the Giants take on the Padres and the Giants Warriors reversible scarf. Go to sfgiants.com/special events and get your tickets. I want to get that. I want to get that. I want to get that.
We'll get you one. Yep, they came with their colors. Here's Crawford with Longoria at first. Crawford drew a walk in the first. And the pitch is high. It's 1 ball and no strikes. Crawford takes one right down the middle. Runner goes, swinging a little flare to left and a base hit. And Longoria is going to go to third. Crawford just beat that shift perfectly with Galvis moving over to second to cover.
Well, it's a thing of beauty when you start a runner, and that ball, I mean, Mitchell's thinking, I made a pretty good pitch. It jams Brandon Crawford. If they leave the defense back and you don't start that runner, that's a double play.
So here's Hunter Pence. Pence takes a pitch in the dirt, blocked by Hedges. I'm going to talk about kind of cool stories around the major leagues. I think one of the cool ones is Trace Thompson, signed by the Oakland A's, where the building next door is where his brother plays.
And he's living with his brother.
And the 1-0, and he called his brother Clay a slob.
Hey, guy's letting you live at his house.
Yeah,
I mean, he should be calling him a slob.
He's paying for, probably paying the rent. The 1-1 to Pence. Pence bounces it foul. And I think the Warriors start on Saturday, I believe. Here's the hit by Pence that knocked in a pair of runs. Didn't sound good, but it doesn't have to.
I mean, it's a strong man hit.
He's got an opportunity for another RBI. Very high, an overthrow. It's 2-2. And the Warriors and Spurs. So good luck to our Golden State Warriors. We'll definitely be watching. Pence down swinging. So that's what Mitchell was pitching for. Now Gregor's got a shot to Gregor Blanco to knock in Longoria. Gregor hit a little pop-up to Villanueva at third to end the first inning. Foul back. He had a pitch to hit. It's 0-1. Back after spending a year last year with the Arizona Diamondbacks. Gregor Blanco. It's good to have him back. He's a good guy. Runner goes, and a bunt, and it's caught, and the throw to first, and that's a double play. How about that?
Unbelievable.
You're going to see that one around the major leagues as a highlight. Is Austin Hedges with a great play and then a great throw.
Well, here's the great play, and here's an even better one. Sitting down, a strike to Hosmer, and it ends the inning. Unbelievable.
Cisco Giants history. And we want the fans to pick the most memorable. To vote on tonight's matchup, go to NBCSportsBayArea.com or on Twitter at NBCSGiants. Winner will be announced tonight on Giants Postgame Live. You can vote between these two. Cody Ross, 2 home runs against the Phillies. Roy Halladay, Game 1, 2010 NLCS. Or Chris Heston's no-hitter in June of 2015. Here's the guy who made the great play to end the top of the second, Austin Hedges. Or make that the top of the third. And on the first pitch, he skies one into center field. And it's Brandon Crawford. Take a look at these home runs that Cody Ross hit. No problem, right?
Well, we didn't see it coming, but he was so unbelievable in the NLDS and the NLCS. And for him to take Halladay deep once is a big deal. He did it twice.
Yeah, I think Cody Ross said afterward that his history against Halladay wasn't very good.
Not good.
Here's Mitchell, who's 1 for 2 on the season. Actually, it's Clayton Richard, I beg your pardon. So Richard sneaks into the game. How about this second inning for Stratton? He threw 9 pitches, 7 strikes. Through 2, he had 26 pitches.
Well, throwing with a lot of confidence. Tell you the other thing too. This defense that's playing behind Stratton for the Giants is the type of defense that should encourage you to throw strikes. If you're on that mound, you watch what these guys have done with the glove day in and day out since the start of the season. You don't want to nibble. Put it in play.
Well, he doesn't want to walk Clayton Richard here, so it's 3-1. And this is lined into right field, a base hit. Here's Heston's no-hitter.
This is a very memorable night because of where it was. Shea Stadium. Heston's first trip into the Big Apple. And what's he do? At Citi Field, I beg your pardon. And he no-hits the Mets. And boy, his sinker that night was something. And his command of it was something.
Cordero takes inside. Clayton Richard, the pinch hitter, gets a hit. First hit of the game for the Padres. Here's Frenchy Cordero. At Crawford. Caught in the air. And that's a double play. And that'll end the inning. Richard had no idea what was going on. And really not his fault. 3-0 Giants. of Game Time. It'll be the first 25,000 fans to receive the Brandon Crawford Gold Glove Gnome, and it's presented by AAA. That's his third straight Gold Glove. sfgiants.com. And a reminder to those who had a ticket to the Friday, April 6th game, your ticket is now good for the 1:05 game on that 28th. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change tune-up in Smog experts, as this has bounced to a Swahe and Stratton's retired 4-3.
Well, you saw the numbers for Jordan Lyles. Take a look at him again. 6th time he's come in. He's having a good start to this year. 2.45 ERA and just 8 base runners and 7 1/3 with 8 strikeouts. How's he do it? He's got a good fastball. He can 2 and 4 seam. He'll give you a cutter, a curveball, and a changeup. I mean, he's their long guy, and he's also a swing guy. So you can start him. You can use him in the bullpen. Very valuable arm in this Padres bullpen, which is a good bullpen.
Here's Panic, who takes down low. Giants had no history against Mitchell. They do have some history against Jordan Lyles, including Joe Panic, who's 5 for 13 with a couple of doubles.
Lyles in his 7th year at the big league level.
Struck well into right center field, but into the cool night, it's going to hang up there and be tracked down by Cordero. That's one where you want to hit in a lot of stadiums, but not this one or the one at AT&T Park. Denver, that would be good. Arizona, that would be good. Just to name a few. Here's Belt. Belt 3 for 10 lifetime against Lyles, and he's 0 for 1. And he takes a strike. Look out.
They're trying to jam Brandon Belt. You're down 3-0 with 2 outs. I don't think this is a purpose pitch. He's just trying to get it in tight, but loses command. And that ball just kept cutting into Belt. He had nowhere to go. And for young kids, I mean, this is how you turn to protect yourself. You roll that front shoulder in and you take the ball that's going to hit you on your shoulder or your back.
Now McCutcheon's got ownage numbers on Lyles. Nice block by Hedges. How about this? 12 for 20 with 3 doubles and 2 home runs.
That's ownage. I mean, if you're pitching against a guy and he's got those numbers like that against you, it makes you not like the guy. And McCutcheon's a hard guy not to like.
Yeah, well, a pitcher not liking a hitter, that would not be unusual.
No. Not when he's 12 for 20 off you.
Right there for a strike.
I mean, you and I mean, you may have said it as a hitter. We've been on the bench and somebody brings it, they bring in a new pitcher. And somebody say, oh, I got this guy. I own this guy.
Yeah.
And a guy doesn't say that unless he absolutely sees him. And he's got ownage.
Outside corner.
Perfect pitch. But pitchers say it about hitters too. That's a lineup management. If there's a guy who's giving you problems and you know you own the guy behind him, well, guess what? You're not going to give that guy who gives you problems anything to hit.
Down low.
Take your chances with the guy that doesn't see you well. The game within the game. You see the dark dirt out in front of home plate. The consistency of that dirt can change every day. from hard to soft.
Hit foul.
I mean, the infield dirt really is one of the parts of this game that allows a team to kind of jimmy jack around with it. For example, if the Padres are playing a pitcher, playing a team that has a pitcher that's a big sinker baller guy, soften that dirt up, make it sandy. So when the ball, you're going to get a lot of ground balls. When that ball hits that soft dirt, it'll soften it and give an infielder a better chance to catch up to it.
Runner goes, swinging a foul.
Or you could harden it up, make that sinker baller hit off hard ground, make it skip out in the outfield a little bit quicker. So the grounds crew and the groundskeeper, I mean, they have a lot to say about how a ballpark plays. Speed of the infield, speed of the outfield, how they cut the grass.
Down low, another good block. So Lyles rubs up a new baseball. Once that ball hits the dirt, the new ball's coming in. There's Buster Posey. Belt will go. Got him, and that'll end the inning. Bottom of the fourth coming up. It remains 3-0 Giants. Here's our smart play brought to you by your Northern California Ford dealers. Remember Eric Hosmer in the 2014 World Series? He hit that ball that Panic and Crawford made the great play on. And oh, by the way, this was a Game 7 play. The play you make in your backyard when you're a kid. And it's our smart play.
Well, and
by your Northern California Ford dealers.
Jeremy Affeldt, that threw the pitch that got the ground ball, he says that he made Panic and Crawford famous.
One way or another, Affeldt was going to take credit for that play. Here's Perella, who walked in the first. He did throw the pitch. And tight with Hosmer on deck. On the ground, sharply to Panic, 1 out. Crawford took a hit away from Hosmer.
Well, pop up just out there in no man's land in center field. Crawford winds up making it look easy. And he had to run a long way for this.
That's his old teammate from the World Baseball Classic.
That's right.
Overshift is on. No balls and 1 strike. Panic and Crawford.
Yeah, you're right. Those 3 guys will be forever linked together because of that play. Very cool.
Good pitch, 0-2. It was Panic's rookie year. How about that?
Well, they don't win it without Joe Panic.
That's a fact.
Say the same thing about Matt Duffy.
One and 2. Call back. Okay, break up the Pirates. They beat the Cubs again today. They're 9-3.
They can hit. They lead the league in runs scored. Giants coming into this game had scored 33 runs as a team. Now that ranks them last in the National League. Pirates have scored 71, over 2 times as many as the Giants.
Foul at the plate.
I mean, I always feel that wherever Clint Hurdle goes, his teams are going to hit. When he was a manager with the Rockies, they hit. When he's gone to the Pirates, they hit. Hurdle was a hitting coach before he was a manager.
The Cubs are 6-6. Red Sox beat the Yankees 6-3. That had a pretty good chunk of rain delay in the middle of the game. It rained the whole game in Boston. In tight to make it 2-2.
Well, we watched the way that game started, given the brawl that the Red Sox and the Yankees had last night. It was a good fight. First inning tonight, Hanley Ramirez gets hit by a pitch on the hand.
Got him on a high fastball
by Sonny Gray. And then later on in the game, we didn't see it, but Mike Stanton got hit. Take a look at our Xfinity Fast Pitch. It's powered by Xfinity high-speed internet, a high fastball right across the letters. See ya. And that's a dart with a fastball. We talked about how Stratton goes in and out with the fastball down around the knees, but he also elevates.
Here's Villanueva. It doesn't look like a guy that takes many pitches. He took that one, and it's 0-1. We also should mention, we've talked about the WBC a lot today, but Buster Posey was. He and Jonathan Lucroy were the 2 catchers on that team. Popped it up, maybe playable for Belt. Belt's good on these. Can he reach into the stands? Not that far.
He needed a ticket. So stay tuned. There's more to come in that great rivalry between the Yankees and the Red Sox. They don't like each other. Good 0-2 pitch. That's how you want to miss. Out of the strike zone, but make him think.
Got him, and that'll end the inning. 3 strikeouts to this inning. Who's coming up for the Giants? Well, the big fellas. It's 3-0. It's Jordan Lyles. And a called strike on a fastball. Buster 5 for 15 with 3 doubles and a home run against Jordan Lyles. Out of play, it's 0-2.
So you mentioned Lyles in his 7th year. Came up with Houston in 2011. And then went to Colorado. I mean, he's made 107 starts in the big leagues. And you've got to have a guy like that on your staff. In case you have your starter knocked out early, as was the case tonight with Brian Mitchell.
Osmerdo Petit, one of the best we've ever seen in that role.
Yeah, he was fantastic.
And you talk about not winning championships. They don't do it without him. Especially in 2012. It goes 0-2 to 3-2. As you know, nice for him. He got a 2-year contract from the A's. Every spring it seemed like he had to make the team somewhere.
Yeah.
He's a gentleman. Here's the payoff. Buster skies it to center field. It'll be Cordero.
Well, join us for the 6th annual Metallica Night on Monday, April 23rd at the Ball Yard. Special event package will include a collector's edition co-branded snapback hat and a ticket to see the Giants take on the Nationals. Go to sfgiants.com/special events for tickets.
All right.
Yeah, I want to get that. I want to get that. I want to get that.
There's a called strike.
Yep, she's feeling it.
She is.
She's ready for the weekend.
That's a fair ball. As Hosmer digs it out.
That's your Gold Glove form from the 4-time Gold Glove winner. And he made that look easy, and that was not an easy dig.
Here's Crawford. Crawford with a base hit in his last at bat. He drew a walk in the 1st inning. Swing. He ain't gonna miss. Yep. Very loyal, that Kondo.
Well, I mean, we look forward to seeing it every year.
We appreciate their loyalty. Crawford down low. Pence would like to hit this inning. It's up to Crawford. And the 2-2 pitch. And it's in tight. It's 3-2. A lot of 3-2 counts tonight. Giants hitters have done a pretty good job, although it wasn't that Brian Mitchell was very sharp, but still, they worked him. And there's the bell tie strike, and that'll end the inning. Stratton comes back out. He's got a 3-0 lead.
3-0 Giants as we head to the bottom of the 5th inning. Chris Stratton will face Corey Spangenberg. Spangenberg 0 for 1. He popped out back in the 2nd inning.
And a call strike. Oh, 2 to Spangenberg. This will be pitch number 52.
Fastball.
Stratton. And a little low.
I think it's one of the really beautiful things about pitching when you see a guy that can pitch with a fastball. I mean, Kurt Schilling used to do things with the fastball. I mean, he could pitch with just the fastball, move it around the 4 corners of the strike zone, change of movement, establish a knee-high location, elevate, change sightlines. Tom Seaver, brilliant with the fastball.
Belt gets the big hop. He'll go to the bag.
Well, time for our Coors Light refreshing finish on this date in 1960. First game at Candlestick Park. There were 42,269 in attendance, attended by Vice President Richard Milhouse Nixon. And on that day, Sad Sam Jones pitched a complete game 3-hitter, and the Giants beat the Cardinals 3-1.
I think Richard Nixon, it was one of the really first big lies that he made.
Hey, it was a great yard. Most beautiful ballpark ever made. Well,
I think he got caught for a few after that, but that was the first one.
Milhouse, what are you thinking?
Here's Freddie Galvis. It only led me to believe that he wasn't at many other parks. Well, it was new, right?
Yeah, I mean, it was beautiful before they closed it.
It also looked like he made that comment during the day, like around 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
It was unbelievable every time. About 1 o'clock, but 3 o'clock now. That's when it get a little weird.
And an uncharacteristic 4-pitch walk. Warriors, it'll be game 1 of the playoffs. Saturday at 10:30 a.m. on NBC Sports Bay Area. Warriors Playoff Central before and after the game on Saturday. Then game 2 of the Warriors Spurs is live on NBC Sports Bay Area on Monday.
So Carlos Asuaje will take his hacks. 0 for 1 on the night. They were talking about the fastball, and when a guy can throw darts with a fastball, I mean, it really is a beautiful thing for me to watch. And Stratton was rolling along throwing darts with that fastball, and all of a sudden a 4-pitch walk to Galvis, and now down the count 1-0, and Buster Posey is going to go, hey, let's get back to that form. And if you look at what Stratton throws, the majority of what he throws is that fastball. And he relies on his ability to move it around in the strike zone. Change the movement.
There's a strike, so he gets right back into the strike zone.
So Buster Posey, motivational speaker. But I mean, that's something that a catcher senses. Guy's got a 3-0 lead, and look, the 5th inning. Once you throw 5 innings, you qualify for a win if you got a lead. So the 5th inning, some guys, they can change a little bit. They can get a little tight. They can start aiming the ball. 5th inning and the 9th inning, they can change a starting pitcher.
There's a strike. It's the outside corner. It's 2-2.
supposedly got that strike for him.
Foul back. That's why he chased the high fastball. Game 1 of a 4-game series. Last road series was a 4-game series as well in Los Angeles. Here's the pitch. Swinging a pop-up out of play.
Well, Giants' schedule this year is a little different than we've seen in several years. They've got 5 3-city road trips, and that's a lot, at least when you compare it to the previous years. Giants with 10 games on this road trip, 4 here, 3 in Arizona, 3 in Anaheim, and an off day. So the Giants are going to feel like they've been on the road a long time when this one comes to a conclusion.
Trying to wrap it around. It's now 3-2. So it's kind of a big pitch. We'll keep an eye on Galvis. He does not go, and a foul back. The Rockies beat the Nationals in our nation's capital today. Big game for DJ LeMahieu, who went 4 for 5, 2 doubles, 2 home runs.
He was leading off in that game, wasn't he?
Yep. So the pitch is high.
Well, the Rockies and the Padres yesterday got into it. And this is kind of how it all led up to this pitch here. And Nolan Arenado had enough. Luis Perdomo, the starting pitcher. And this goes on for a while. And we have not yet heard all the fines that are going to be levied and the suspensions. But there's going to be some guys that are going to spend some time on the bench that will be suspended.
Hedges takes low. It's 1-0. You asked a great question today. The Yankees and Red Sox had their own battles, and Major League Baseball suspended a couple of guys in that game, but we heard nothing about the Padres and the Rockies. Swing and a miss. Hedges trying to tie it up.
Well, I think it's odd that you get a real quick ruling on the Boston-New York brawl, but yet you hear nothing with the Padres and the Rockies.
I mean, I don't get it. Not enough info, maybe? Foul out of play. It's 1-2. The Padres have a pinch hitter on deck. It's Matt Caesar. So this will be pitch number 70. And another foul out of play.
But if you go back and look at the replays of the games that led all the guys that were hit, the way that they were getting pitched inside, that led up to the brawls, I don't blame the guys for protecting their players. I don't. You can't let your guys continuously get plunked.
And a high breaking ball makes it 2-2. The Padres lost their center fielder the night before that happened.
Yeah, Manuel Margot, he got hit in the ribs and he got put on the DL. He didn't break the ribs, but he's so bruised that he can't play. That's 10 days you don't have your starting center fielder and your leadoff man. There's Margot.
On the ground to third, foul.
Wow. Ben Hoffman, the third base coach, he begged to differ with Mike Malinsky, the third base umpire. That was close. But Malinsky had a better view than we did. Foul.
So it remains 2-2. And another 3-2 pitch.
So decision time for Andy Green, skipper of the Padres. Do you start your runners with one out? You've got a strike thrower out there with Stratton. It's going to be around the plate. If you send him, you're betting on contact from your guy.
Foul again.
They did not go. So that's one thing about baseball. It's never going to change. I mean, you're going to protect your hitters. What has changed is how baseball has dealt with it. It used to be an umpire would give you a shot to get even. But now, if you drill somebody, if you charge somebody, you're out. You're going to get suspended and fined. I don't think the guys care so much about the fines as they do care about being suspended. Missing 4 or 5 days, that's a lot. It definitely hurts a team.
So 3-2 pitch coming up to Austin Hedges. There's Buster Posey and Chris Stratton trying to get on the same page. With Galvis and Aswahe aboard. So the two have settled on a pitch. Foul again. We're talking about Manuel Margot. This got him right under the armpit.
I mean, you could hear the thud.
Yeah, that's the hollow sound of bruising your lung.
I mean, he had nowhere to go.
This, by the way, is the 10th pitch coming up. Hedges is going to step out here in a minute.
Well, not a bad thing to slow things down if you're Stratton. Nobody on base, he works a quick pace. Innings starting to go against you. You've walked a couple guys, you're in a 3-2 count, slow it down.
On to play again. I mean, the reason you see a lot of foul balls, you can't bounce one here. You can't take that curveball and bite it into the ground.
No, and you don't want to. With a 3-run lead, I mean, you just have to make him swing the bat.
And another 3-2 pitch is another grounder foul. So give credit to both pitcher and hitter. Stratton making pitches and Hedges fouling them off. Hit out to left. And Pence makes the catch.
Well, you know what Hedges is thinking.
I want that one back.
Yeah, he is. I mean, he's got power. And with his team down by 3 and 2 men on, and he worked this count hard. I mean, that's just a flat-out challenge. Use your scoreboard. Put the pressure on the hitter. That's what that pitch said. Not happy.
Yep. I think we've all had a few choice words by the bat rack after an at-bat. But not always do you have a camera down your nose holes when you're doing it. Here's Caesar. Doesn't always have that great of an ending if you follow a guy into the bat rack like that.
No, you
as
can't.
As far as what ends up being on the air.
Just make sure
if
you're
he
not
says
recording
something
it.
bad, we have to apologize.
Yeah, we do. And we should.
Caesar's got power. There's a swing and a miss, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. This is the 1 inning where Stratton is racked up the pitches. On the ground to Crawford. And he will shovel it to his double play partner, and that'll end the inning. All right, Pence will lead things off. 3-0 Giants.
By the authority of the San Francisco Giants and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the San Francisco Giants Baseball Club, LLC.
3-0 Giants. Colton Brewer, the new pitcher, when it's time for a change. Think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change, tune-up, and smog expert.
Well, this is his major league debut. Just got called up today. 43 strikeouts in 41 1/3. And he's got a healthy fastball, that much we know, and a curveball. And other than that, we're seeing him for the first time just like you are.
So is Hunter Pence.
So is Hunter Pence.
Pence has the big hit in the game. He dumped it into right field for a 2 RBI single. Galvis will spin and throw, and they got him. What a nice play. That's about the only shot he had, was to just 360 it and let it fly.
Bam Eulen's calling the clubhouse. It's just a brilliant play. And I think this really is one of the plays that defines the shortstop position. When you're coming to your left, you have to figure how The Giants may have an argument here. Yeah, they are indeed going to look at it. I think they beat it out too. This replay is presented by Xfinity. But I mean, the very fact that it was even close is remarkable.
Yeah.
But you think in that position, the chance for a wild throw is, I mean,
well, yeah,
it's so easy.
You're really not able to pick up your target. You're kind of throwing to a blur. All right. I don't know. I don't think there's enough there, to be honest with you.
Right there is the best argument.
Look, if they reverse this, it's because of the snappy shoes.
Well,
that is my call.
All right, here we go.
Snappy shoes. Awesome.
He's safe.
There they are.
Oh, yeah. They make you faster. Yeah, he's safe. Snappy shoes. Good call.
So here's Gregor. I like him. Yeah, he pulls it off, too.
Yeah, you could pull those off.
Here's Blanco. Pitch is high.
The breaking ball, I mean, that's 92-mile-an-hour breaking ball. Brewer from Canton, Texas.
Why do they feed those guys in Canton that have 92-mile-an-hour breaking balls?
I don't know. I mean, if that's a cut, it's got big tilt to it. And I think he's trying to throw a cut.
Just outside to Blanco, 3-1.
Yeah, I think we have to rewrite this scout report here. Cutters, low 90s. The big fella, 6'4", 230. And you better be strong shoulders if you're going to throw a cutter.
Three and two. See if Pence goes. He does. And it's ball four. Well, that makes it an easy call for Bruce Bochy on Chris Stratton.
Get it down.
If Stratton doesn't get this down,
he'll be
tomorrow, 3 o'clock. Show up early. And we'll be bunting off the tee. Bunts through it, and it's 0-1. Yeah, that was Don McMahon who did that my first year with the Giants. He made it very known that you need to come out early, all the pitchers and guys that could bunt after a bad week of bunting, and he got everybody at home plate, brought out the tee, and said, all right, one by one, we were butting off the tee.
I mean, that's pretty hysterical when you think about it, but it does make a point.
And that was it. We all went inside, had a good laugh, and didn't get any better after that. Pulls the bat back, and he takes a strike, so now he's going to have to try to do it with 2 strikes.
I think he missed a sign there. But all Giants pitchers, if that corner infielder or both corner infielders are too aggressive and they're down your throat, you have the ability to pull the bat back and slash. Yeah, I think that's what his intent was.
Yeah. Pitch up and in's hard to slash. That's the third baseman being a waiver. So move those runners along for Joe Panik. And that'll be a strikeout. 3 o'clock tomorrow. Xfinity X1 customers say, get the bunt down and show me the San Francisco Giants. Into your X1 voice remote and get live stats on your TV. Change the way you experience TV with Xfinity X1. Sorry, just came out that way.
Well, I'm with you on that. But in the defense of Stratton, who's not yet a good bunter, that 93-mile-an-hour cutter is not an easy pitch to bunt.
These guys are hard to hit. They're hard to bunt. So here's Panik. Panik looks at a strike. He is 0 for 2 with a walk. There's Johnny Cueto, who Bruce Bochy's not certain that when he's going to come off the DL and make that next start when he's available, but they got their fingers crossed. Line drive, base hit. Can Pence score? Wotus is going to put on the brakes. Pence now has to stop, and he's going to have to hustle back, and he made it. I don't believe it.
Well, I mean, he ran through a stop sign. Wotus had the brake sign on. Now Cordero in center field, I mean, he doesn't have a blazer arm. Let's take a look and see if indeed he does get back safely. And he does. Good call.
Well, he stopped, and then he was going to get back and make it, but then he stopped again.
He almost face plants in his effort to get back to the base. A lot going on there.
So here's Belt. Belt with the bases loaded. Panik. A base hit with a runner in scoring position. And it's kind of like the way the season has gone for the Giants. They get these hits, and then they, for whatever reason, this one was because the ball was hit too hard. And Pence wasn't able to score, but that can go away with Belt doing something. And there's a called strike.
94-mile-an-hour cut. He hadn't thrown anything but a cut. He's got 16 pitches. He's throwing 16 cutters.
It's 2 balls and a strike. Well, now you got to swing the bat. It's 2-2. That's the thing about Brandon Belt. Look, he draws a lot of walks, but in this situation, when you need to put the ball in play, he doesn't change when it comes to taking close pitches. A little pop-up, and that's not going to do it.
Got that cutter right in on the hands. That's exactly where Brewer wanted to throw it. Lowest team average with runners in scoring position. This is all of Major League Baseball, not just the National League. I mean, the Giants they're at the bottom of the heap, hitting a .152 with runners in scoring position.
Here's McCutcheon. Nice play by Hedges. 1 ball and no strikes.
And that's the first time he's thrown anything other than a cutter. And I think that's the curveball that we had heard in the scout report. Brewer's first big league strikeout. Chris Stratton on a fouled out bunt.
Down the pipe, 1 ball and 1 strike.
Think his heart is pumping?
Yeah, it is.
Debut. Trying to work out of a bases loaded jam.
Two balls and a strike. Pence, Blanco, Panic.
Giants trying to create some distance. 3 spot in the first inning. They've had opportunity. They haven't been able to cash in on it.
2-2.
The Padres are hanging around, so this is a big moment in this game.
Challenge to McCutchen. Stratton watching.
Who would mind about 3 more runs up there on the board?
Absolutely. On the ground to third. And it's going to get by everybody. And 2 runs are going to score. And there's your insurance on a throwing error by Villanueva.
Eric Hosmer never really had a chance. I mean, that throw had "Eat Me Up" written all over it.
Well, I'm shocked he even caught it, to be honest with you.
And he had plenty of time. And there's a low throw coming up high to a backhand. And you just put it where you think it's going to be and hope you get lucky if you're Hosmer. Not that time.
So here's Buster Posey. Buster tonight is bounced out and flied out. He's also drawn a walk. Out of play. This is his first opportunity. Actually, his second opportunity with runners in scoring position. Hunter Pence legging an infield hit out to open up the inning. Good breaking ball. It's 0-2.
Yeah, it is a surprise pitch when you've never seen it and you're in that batter's box, and this is the first time Buster Posey ever saw it, and it buckled him. I don't know if he could buckle him again.
Down low.
But every pitcher that has a curveball, if you throw it to a guy and you buckle him like that, you think you could buckle him again. I swear there are guys that set pitchers up doing that.
Well, he tried it again.
He thinks he could do it again. Hitters will buckle on a curveball and then they'll just sit on it. And here it comes, and boom. You get burned. So little lessons you learn along the way.
On the ground and a base hit. And it's going to knock in a pair. And Buster Posey's got a double. He turned around a 93-mile-an-hour fastball.
With cut. I mean, the bad news for Colton Brewer is you're having a long inning. The good news is none of these runs are earned. And this one's got hang on it. And Posey makes him pay. And there's the separation that Bruce Bochy has been looking for.
Yeah, that's the pitch up that Buster is very unforgiving. So a 4-run sixth.
That's a 10-game hitting streak now for Buster Posey. Off to a nice start this year.
How'd you know that? Liam coming through?
Yeah. Liam Connolly.
And Connolly's here on the trip from our PR department. Here's Longoria. Liam, we've asked him to do like 20 things, and he's done them all. He's really good on that first day.
Yeah.
Next week, how about this?
It's not easy.
Yeah, get it yourself. Longoria with a base hit to right field. And they're going to hold Buster Posey. And that was wise. And it's runners at the corners now.
Well, if you're a right-handed hitter hitting off a right-handed pitcher with a cutter, the best type of swing to have to beat that pitch is an inside-out swing. And Longoria, like Posey, I mean, they are inside-out guys. Just see overshift, and he just hits against the shift in an inside-out approach. And he's yelling over Posey, hey, you need to score on that one.
That's right. And he was about to, but Ron Wotus forced him to drop anchor. Here's Crawford, who takes a ball, 1 ball and no strikes. Eight hits in the game for the Giants. Swing and a miss. Crawford a high foul down the left field line and out of play.
Robbie Erlin getting heated up for the Padres.
By the way, we should mention, if we didn't earlier, or if we had a graphic that I didn't see, that Derek Law is here. And he is active on the roster.
Andy Suarez was sent back to Sacramento. Giants needed a bullpenner.
Crawford foul down the right field line.
And I just think that's something the Giants fans are going to have to get used to, because there's going to be some strong interaction between Sacramento and San Francisco this year. There you see the transaction.
And by the way, young man at the bottom, Andy Suarez, you left an impression.
Yes, he did. He did well. We also got some information about Mark Melanson, who went and saw Dr. Andrews yesterday, traveled across country. He had a stem cell injection in the pronator muscle in his right elbow, and he'll start throwing in a couple weeks. The good news, Dr. Andrews said the ligament was fine.
Crawford takes high. That's a walk. And here's the man who started the inning off, Hunter Pence. And it's not likely Hunter Pence is going to face Brewer.
Well, remember, this is the debut of Colton Brewer, and I think Andy Green is going to come out there and soothe some wounds. I mean, Colton Brewer did pretty well, actually. Deserved a better fate.
When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service. Your trusted oil change tune-up and smog experts. We'll be back. Padres at 7 p.m. Tomorrow, the game will be broadcasted on NBC Bay Area, KNTV, and the Giants Television Network. Saturday, back on NBC Sports Bay Area with a 5:30 pregame live. Make that a 4:30 pregame live. And then we'll have the game for you at 5:30 tomorrow night. It'll be John and my partner, Mike Kruko. I'll head over to the KMBR side with Dave Fleming. John ought to be ready to go. 7-0. Robbie Erlin to face Hunter Pence.
Take a look at the numbers for Erlin. To a good start. 8 innings, throwing 6 base runners, 7 strikeouts. And with Erlin, you're going to see a fastball. It's high 80s, a curveball, slider, and a changeup. He'll give you 4 looks.
Pence beat out an infield hit to start out this inning. And here it's a high fly ball to right field for Pirela, and that'll end the inning. Giants on the board 4 times. It's 7-0.
Union is here, and you can be a big part of it. To do so, you have to vote. Go to NBCSportsBayArea.com/AST. It's the 12th season of the program, and it recognizes that teachers do indeed make a difference. Plus, the winner will receive $20,000 for his or her school.
Leadoff hitter Frenchie Cordero to lead things off. Stratton now is coming off an inning where he threw 32 pitches. He's got 82 total. He does, however, have the luxury of a 7-run lead. So what does that mean? Well, it means you don't change a lot, but you can't be afraid now to get into the strike zone. Like that to Hunter Pence.
Well, the 7-0 leads will make you brave, no doubt.
I mean, look, he's got a 1-hitter. And Clayton Richard, a pinch hitter, got the hit in the 3rd inning. That was the inning where he threw his fewest amount of pitches. He threw 8.
Well, he has been very good outside of the 5th inning when you mentioned he had 32 pitches, and he kind of lost command of the fastball. I mean, aside from that, he's been throwing darts with that thing.
Outside. Hedges is either looking at a scouting report on Stratton or a scouting report on the next guy he's going to catch. Catchers, man, they can't relax. Wow, that's Matt Stairs. How about that?
He's a hitting coach now for the
I
Padres.
forgot he was a hitting coach. Matt?
He's done it all. I mean, he was a broadcaster, great player for a long time. Now he's a hitting coach.
Down low. Mark McGuire is the bench coach.
And he will be a manager someday.
Yes, he will. Boy, you're going to miss 2-2.
Good guy. Good baseball man.
How he looks much over the years.
Still in great shape.
Yes, he is. Got him. Fourth strikeout.
Let's take a look at the strikeout pitch. Just a little two-seam movement that comes back into the strike zone. And Perella was fooled either by late movement or just looking for another pitch in the 2-strike count. Next pitch will be number 90 for Stratton.
Hosmer swinging and fouling down the left field line and out of play.
Scrum. Oh yeah, friends for life.
Giants cap.
That guy's got about a 64-ounce Budweiser going.
Hit on the ground slowly to Panic, and Panic will make the play, and that'll end the inning. So through 6, 7-0 Giants. The game started out with 3 runs in the first for the Giants on a Hunter Pence 2-out base hit, and then Stratton has really settled down. Giants with 4 runs in the 6th, so they have a nice 7-0 lead. Lester's got a double that knocked in a pair. Here's Robbie Erlin facing Gregor Blanco. You said something to me today that you talked to Austin Jackson and get dinged up a little bit. But you said he said he was fine.
Said he was fine, but I think Bruce Bochy's going to give him a couple days. Giants are going to face 2 left-handers Saturday and Sunday, so I'm sure you'll see Austin Jackson back in action then. Action Jackson.
Blanco is 0 for 2. And a base hit for Blanco down the third base line. Spangenberg was playing over there, but Blanco's going to have a double. And Stratton's going to hit.
Take a look at the pitch from Erlin. That's a little cut fastball on the outside corner. And Blanco does a beautiful job of staying inside and going the other way with it. Try and pull that thing. You break your bat and roll a little ground ball to second baseman. And Blanco with good speed, an easy two-bagger.
Well, is Stratton going to swing away or practice?
No, he's got to practice.
Oh, man. Cancel that 3 o'clock appointment.
He will not be bunting off the tee tomorrow. That is a redeemer bunt.
Although I'd say bunting off of Erlin is a little different than bunting off of Brewer.
Well, Brewer with a 93-mile-an-hour cut. I mean, that's not fair. Let's check out the technique. Yeah, he's got to get a little bit lower with that butt, but you set that bat at the top of the strike zone. And if it's below your bat, that's the one you want to bunt. If it's above your bat, that's the one you take.
Panic with the infield in, and a one-hop bouncer that Hedges just made a great play.
Well, you got lucky. That ball hit kicked up, and I think it hit Mike Winters, the plate umpire.
So it was Winters with the great play.
I think it hit Panic.
So it was Panic with the great play.
Yeah, good play, Joe Panic. That is the new face mask a lot of guys are starting to use. Erlin, if you remember, I mean, he was in the starting rotation with the Padres. Last year, he missed the whole season. Tommy John. Now they're working him back.
Panic with a one-hopper to Aswahe. He'll be unhappy with that at bat, given that there's an RBI out there for the taking. So Belt will have to try to come through. Takes in tight, 1 ball and no strikes. Two and 0. The bullpen appears to be quiet for the Padres. Three and 0. McCutchen on deck. Really wanted that one.
Well, he wanted it because he got it earlier. You're a pitcher. You get that pitch called a strike one time, you want it the rest of the night.
Is that the old feed the dog at the table thing?
Feed the dog at the table one time. He's going to want to get fed every time. Let him up on your bed one time. It's over.
Same when the kids are little and they want to jump in bed with mom and dad.
One time. Next thing you know, you got a 17-year-old kid curled up on the foot of your bed.
I used to say yes. My wife was no. And you know what? Our kids didn't forget that.
I know. Yeah, they turned out good.
No balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, but we had the no yes thing going in our place too.
Well, I mean, we're gone all the time, right?
That's right.
And McCutchen will end the inning, and he'll not be happy with that. Giants waste a leadoff double, bottom of the 7th coming up.
is brought to you by Southwest. Yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. By Heffernan Insurance Brokers. Insurance and financial services for you and your business. Visit hefins.com. And by Xfinity. X1 will change the way you experience TV.
Giants with a 7-0 lead as you look outside of Petco Park. Now inside is Stratton will throw to Villanueva, and the pitch is down low. A pop-up that's going to reach the seats.
Tell you one thing Bruce Bochy's got to appreciate is Stratton's taken this game into the 7th inning. This will be his last inning, but he's given his bullpen a night where they don't have to be responsible for a bunch of innings.
So it'll be pitch number 94. 1 and 2. Flipped out to McCutcheon in right field. Spangenberg's coming up.
Spangenberg had a great spring. He's a good player.
Yeah, he kind of drops that back knee and then just lifts and separates. No balls and 1 strike.
Yeah, I was looking at the statistics the Padres have accumulated so far this year. And one thing they're not base stealers. I looked at the Padres as a team. They only have 4 stolen bases. They've been thrown out 3 times. And that surprised me. Because in the past years, the Padres, they would steal bases.
Yeah. Elvis on deck.
A little concerned about the stolen base. I think that may be something that is dying out a little bit.
And Panic goes down to a knee. Well, I think home run now has become so prevalent. Although home runs are down. That's what the story was today on Twitter, a number of different stories. We're like a week and a half into the season. Home runs are down.
Yes, but the average temperature for games has been about 38 degrees. Home runs come with hot weather. You think back in our generation, we had Ricky Henderson, the greatest base stealer of all time. You had Tim Range, Vince Coleman.
Belt will go to the bag. And a 1-2-3 inning. Many more that we'll come up with when we come back.
with MLB.tv. Visit MLB.tv for details. Oh yeah, that young man's got the haircut of the night.
Buster Posey towards the hole. Galvis a long throw, and he got him. So nice play on one pitch.
Well, this is when you just wish you had a little more speed. This is kind of the tough thing to be a catcher, being a squat all night. Think you could leg out a base hit. Galvis with a great arm, straightens up, knew he had time, and an absolute strike to Hosmer. Nice play. We've seen Galvis play really a nice shortstop tonight.
Yes, he has. Longoria has got a couple of hits.
So Chris Stratton done for the night tonight, 7 innings. That's the longest he has ever gone in a game in his career. He's gone 6 2/3 several times, but tonight 7 to complete, 1 hit allowed, no runs. Great night.
Popped up, shallow center field. Cordero with the catch. Here's Crawford.
Yep, you keep looking at that scoreboard, and you know what? It looks good to you when you put 7 zeros up on the board.
Crawford with a swing. He ain't gonna miss.
And 1 hit, and the 1 hit, a pinch hit by Clayton Richard.
Crawford out of play.
Why is that such a big deal? Well, he's a starting pitcher.
A one hopper, and a Swahe is going to throw him out by a step, and that'll end the inning. 8th inning. Bottom of the 8th coming up. It's 7-0.
The Warriors starting their playoff run. Check out Warriors Playoff Central. Game 1 against the San Antonio Spurs, Saturday, 10:30 a.m. You'll see it right here on NBC Sports Bay Area. Warriors Playoff Central before and after the game on Saturday. The Game 2 of Warriors Spurs is live on NBC Sports Bay Area on Monday. Good luck, Warriors. Go Dubs.
Derek Law is the new pitcher, 7-0. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service. your trusted oil change tune-up and smog experts.
So welcome back Derek Law, who started the season in Sacramento. Got called up today. Sacramento in a couple of games, went 3 innings, 5 hits allowed, 1 strikeout.
Here's a Swahe.
Law from a high 3/4 release gives you a fastball that's low to mid-90s. Curveball, slider, and a changeup. Nick Hundley has come in. Lester Posey's night is over.
He snuck in.
He snuck in. There's Nick Hundley, who spent a lot of his career here in San Diego.
Yes.
Came.
Hit on the ground, and Belt is there near the line. He'll circle to the bag. 1 out.
Nice comeback down to count 3-1.
Here's Hedges.
Derek Law, the challenge for him is command. He's got great stuff. Very unusual delivery with the high release. And he's got 4 pitches he can strike you out with. But location is his key.
And Hedges with a big swing and a miss. On deck is the pitcher, Robbie Erlin. It's 7-0 Giants here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Check swing.
Check swing, foul ball's not a problem for a hitter. Check swing, put the ball in play. That's a rough at bat.
That is a rough at bat. Got him right down the pipe. And here's Erlin.
Well, if I remember right, Robbie Erlin was a pretty good hitter.
Well, Derek Law is pumping in strikes right now.
Well, I mean, you should when you're pitching against another pitcher. There's the 4 for 46 I've been bragging about. Hey, Kipe's here.
I don't know. If those are his red vines, then I was not a red vine guy.
You didn't do licorice?
Not a big fan. But look, I appreciate it. So. That'll end the inning. Just make that uniform proud. Do not get arrested tonight in the gas.
That's true.
Don't want to see Kuiper arrested in Gaslamp.
tonight, the story really has been Chris Stratton, who had the best start that he's ever had at the big league level. Went 7 innings, that's the longest he's ever gone. And in those 7 innings, he struck out 4, walked 3, he gave up 1 hit. And how did he do it? He moved the fastball around, spotted it up on the 4 corners of the strike zone, established his breaking ball, his changeup, his cutter. I mean, everything he has, he established. And this will indeed be a night he will not forget. He was that good.
Hunter Pence has a couple of hits. And he takes a strike. Hunter's big hit came in the first inning. A 2-out base hit to knock in a pair of runs. That, as Mike said at the time, the hit that the Giants have not been getting. Tap foul. It's 1-2. Pence fouled it and it hit the dirt, so they're not going to say it's a strikeout. He's going to get another shot.
Well, offensively, the Giants have been grinding. I mean, they needed a night like tonight where they did get some separation. They added on. A 3 spot in the first inning, I think, relaxed everybody in that Giants dugout.
Ball back.
But the Padres really have to feel like they shot themselves in the foot. They've given up 8 walks. They made a huge error that led to a 4-run 6th inning. They didn't play well tonight.
Another foul out of play.
There's Alonzo Powell. He'll sleep better tonight with the 7-run output.
Absolutely, he will.
Alonzo, the hitting instructor for the Giants.
And Pence strikes out. Three strikeouts for Robbie Erlin. Here's Gregor Blanco. Gregor with a double down the left field line in the 7th. And a bit high. Pretty consistent tonight, Mike Winters.
Yeah, I think he's a good strike zone to throw to for that reason. He is consistent. I mean, I think everybody in this crew looks for strikes.
Ball back.
It's a good swing. He was on it. That's been this way since spring training. When Blanco came into camp, he had to win a job, and he did. One good at bat after another, and he's taken it right into the season.
And tight. And this is past Villanueva. Had a little spin on it.
Spinach.
And we'll see what the official score is going to come up with. This is not an easy one to rule on.
No. One guy either gets a hit or the other guy has a 2-error night. I mean, that's what's at stake. And they've ruled it a base hit.
Here's Hundley. Hundley's had an unfair year when it comes to averages. Hit the ball pretty well. He's had absolutely nothing to show for it. He's 1 for 14. I mean, if you're playing every day, you can make up the difference. But when you're not,
well, especially like all spring long, he was the hottest hitter that Giants had in camp. He couldn't hit the ball anywhere but on the screws of the bat. I mean, he was thinking about changing his name legally to Sweet Spot Hundley.
So true.
He took a good swing into the season. Then he had that one day when he hit 4 balls on the button and really should have had 4 hits, but the defense denied every one of them. Game will make you talk to yourself.
Knucklehead on the field, and security is coming out. He's in center field. He does a stutter step. Dodges one security guy, dodges another, goes down. So it never ends well, folks. If you're sitting at home thinking maybe you might like to do that, don't do it. It never ends well.
Guy took off his shoes and he ran out there barefooted.
Much better than the guy in Milwaukee last year who went commando.
Yeah, I think the only thing he had on him was shoes. That guy's going to spend the next, he's in jail. So he'll spend the night in jail. Could not be worth it. I don't care how much they gave you to do it. How good of an idea it sounded at the time. It was not a good idea. Because there is not a ballpark in this country that will not press charges if somebody hops on the field. That's automatic.
Right now, there's like 4 colleges in the San Diego area that are not claiming that guy.
No.
He doesn't go to our school.
Out of state.
Hundley pops it up after the wait. Varela. Padres have 1 hit. It came off of Stratton, and it was Clayton Richard who got the base hit. And here's Panic. First pitch is wide. Panic taps it foul, and base hit in the 6th inning. He hit it so hard. Hunter Pence was held up at 3rd. Yeah, you think that guy's pretty happy?
Kurt Young?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That foul again. It's 1-2.
See your young pitcher go out there and put up 7 shutout innings, allow just a hit. You bet he's happy. I mean, big league coaches, that's what they do. They root for their guys. And when they have a night to remember, they're as psyched up as the guy that threw the innings.
Up the middle, and a forced play at second will end the inning. So we will head to the bottom of the ninth. 7-0 Giants.
Bottom of the 9th inning. Giants have made one defensive change. Ortiz Hernandez has come into center field. One of the big hits of the night was in the first inning when Hunter Pence came up with a base hit that would knock in 2 and it would make it a 3-run inning. The hit the Giants have been looking for, and he gave it to him.
Cordero picks a pitch inside, and he did it with his snappy shoes.
Well, the snappy shoes, I think, is the key.
Out to the man with the snappy shoes. 1 out.
There's Ortiz Hernandez.
Hey, Andrew McCutcheon, take a half inning off.
Yeah, I said he came into center field, came into right field.
Here's Pereira. Up high, 1 ball and no strikes. And a pop-up. And it's just to our right and out of play. Law to the plate, and it's down low. Giants 3 in the first, 4 in the 6th. So 2 big innings. And that's where we stand. And a pop-up. Panic or belt? Which one's it going to be? Oh, the Gold Glover's going to take it. Although we all feel that the guy next to him could win one too.
We do feel Brandon Belt is capable.
Hosmer is 0 for 3. And he bounces this one foul. Tie block tomorrow for the Giants.
Taking on the right-hander Tyson Ross.
Yeah, the kid from Oakland. Two. And tight 1 and 2.
It's the pitch we've all been waiting for.
I thought it was. Maybe it's this one. Look out. That's that screen that Major League Baseball has added down the lines. And there's a perfect example of one that would have gone into the stands. And ended up in there anyway because Glenn Hoffman flipped it in there.
Well, it's a hit with my wife and my daughter Tess. They like it. They feel safer.
Lifted into left center field. Hunter Pence will put it away, and that's the ball game. So game 1 goes very nicely for the Giants. They hit and they pitch and they play defense. So there you go.
Yeah, that's a good combination, and I'm sure Bruce Bochy enjoyed the 7-run win. But tonight it was all about the guy on the hill, Chris Stratton. Every time he goes out there, he keeps doing things that layers confidence, and everybody feels he's capable of some really special things in this game. Tonight he lived up to that expectation.
Drew strikes, work quick, defense.